Canada Employment Insurance Telephone Information and Reporting Service Special Benefits and seek information on the eligibility criteria and how to apply, please hang up and visit canada.ca for more information. Due to high call volume, we're not able to take your call right now.
Well, hello, and welcome to Shut Off That Noise. I'm Craig Riddock. This week, I'm going to feature a band consisting of some of my favorite musicians and people in the Toronto scene. Gord and Tim are two guys that work at my sponsor shop. One of them, Gord, works at the record shop, and Tim at the bong shop and papers and seeds and all that stuff. So Hollow Log Records and Smoke in the Water, respectively. Well, you know, like Jim Croce mused in his song, "If I Could Save Time in a Bottle," you know, I've always wished I could do the same. And you know what? It's really possible. With all the technology that we have now, it's really possible to save memories and time. And there's one really great little piece of technology that has come into my life a long time ago, and I've had it. It's been a really good friend to me. It's made by a company called Zoom, and it's called the H4n Pro. It's a beautiful little digital handheld audio recorder. It has inputs on it for other microphones, but it has these two very especially great stereo ambient microphones right on the top of the box itself. When you hold it in your hand, you feel like you're walking around with something substantial out of science fiction, like a Star Trek tricorder. And it's capable of recording beautiful ambient recordings, the kind of things where you can put some really great headphones on, not earbuds, but headphones, some audiophile quality headphones, and pop them on your heads, and you could close your eyes and you will feel like you've been transported out into the whatever ambience or field recording location that this little recorder's been taken to. So you've heard it all the time on Shut Off That Noise. Well, you're going to hear it again, really put to use, because I took it out one rainy night back in October 29. It was the weekend of Halloween, and I was trying to make a show that was going to become kind of the promo piece for my sponsors, Tim and Gord, and their respective stores. Well, you know, everything kind of had to get packed away when I got sick and had to go to the hospital. Yeah, I tried to kill myself back in November, everyone. I'm a crazy person, okay? Well, I took a big break from the podcast, and, you know, I ended up managing to bottle this little evening from back in October 29. So, you know, let's not think about this COVID-19 thing anymore. You know, I played that little sound piece for you. You know, I had a horrible week of being put on hold and never getting through to any government office. You know, while millions of Canadians are getting $500 because I was injured in the workplace, because I have a concussion, and because I got sick, and because my employers were so short-sighted, they just dumped us all on the fucking sidewalk. I can't get EI, I can't get WSIB, I can't get through to any office. And while today's a holiday, well, you know what? Those people are having a hard time. And you know what? There's the Bank of Mom. I have my friends, I have my show, I have my band, and there's a whole bunch of reasons to live, like my good loved ones and friends. You know what? Who cares? You know what? There's food in the fridge. I have a beautiful cat named Clara. You know what? When the phone lines clear up, I'll give them a call. But for now, you know what? It's the weekend, and I'd really like to take you guys out for a pint. But wait, we're under quarantine. We're in a lockdown. How about this? Let's just close our eyes and put some headphones on, and we're going to crack open that moment. On a beautiful night, raining on Toronto, we're going to walk north up Yonge Street, and we're going to turn right on Isabella, cross the street, and we're going to walk up the steps inside the Artful Dodger, where 5 really great musicians from the Toronto scene are playing. They're called the Arc Sound. And my big favorite on slide guitar from the great West Hill winged sensation, better known as The Woods Are Full of Cuckoos, on the slide guitar and backing vocals. Wait, the slide guitar, the nuclear-powered slide guitar that sounds like a violin, Gord Cummings. On lead guitar and on acoustic guitar and vocals, Tim Armour. Tim was a member of Basic English back in the day, and he's, like I said, he works at the bong shop. On drums, Jerry Rosen. On lead guitar, Gary Robertson, a master of the Telecaster. On the bass, Jeff McNeil. So let's head up those stairs right now, get us a good seat. I'm going to go set up my camera, and if the waitress comes, order me some kind of cider, okay? Thanks.
Here's a rocker. Hey, Easy, who's over there saying Potter?
Bars. How's it going?
Daughter is gone this morning. Slept far away.
the first time I was there.
What do we do?
you see when you start to stare? Know your face, I've seen your band, I saw them rocking under your command. Laughing lovers, crowded floor, and lonesome losers wait by the door. Saw you slipping through the crowd, with liquor's flowing, yeah, the music's loud. What you doing and I'm feeling right, say what we're gonna do. Get ourselves out tonight, chokers. Can't just quit taking lives and stumble down, find themselves inside the Horseshoe Tavern, Queen Street, Toronto, Canada. That's right.
A better angle on the fellas here. Last just a deck of cards and a jug of wine and a pack of lies makes a love like mine to take me there. I went astray, started rolling down that lost highway, smoking the I was just a late 22. I think the good nor bad. I was just a kid like you. Now I'm not late to free. For the maids of gold on that lost highway. 40. Boys, don't you start your rambling round on that road unseen. You'll be sorrow bound. So we'll find you still. Gonna fade the cold on that lost highway. I was thinking of stone.
gonna do one for you.
Well, I hope you're enjoying our virtual night out on the town in Toronto as we uncork a beautiful evening. Well, it was pissing rain, actually. Halloween weekend back in 2019 with the Arc Sound live at the Artful Dodger upstairs. It's, I can't wait till we can go back out to pubs and see live bands. You know, I think this time that we're going through has really made me appreciate the little things, you know. So, I must make mention of our sponsors, Hollow Log Records and Smoke in the Water. So that's Gordon Tim's shops, located at 2227 Dundas Street West at the top of Roncesvalles Village, just a stone's throw south from Dundas West subway station. If you tell those guys that you heard about them on this little ad on Shut Off That Noise, they will give you a one-time and only 10% discount on anything in either of the stores. Right now, they are indeed open for business. The doors are closed. You can pick up stuff at the door. Phone ahead. Their number is on the website, so just Google it. Smoke in the Water, Hollow Log Records, and that's spelled like HOLOLOG, okay? Like hologram or something, okay? And also my other sponsors are Pomp and Circumstance Wedding Photography. Pat and Carl are ready and willing and able to make some great photographs of your COVID-19 summer wedding. I guess they may have to do a lot of traveling to take pictures of all of your guests, or you're going to have to rent a really big hall for a very small amount of people so that you can all stand spitting distance apart from each other. All right, so let's get back into the music with the artist.
and now I'm leaving. I can see the sorrow in your eyes. Hope you know a lot more than you believe it. So the sun don't burn you when you cry. Take you down, take it slow. I don't mind it when now people stay. Painted different colors on your front door. And tomorrow we will still be there. 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 It's Grammy Parsons.
It's my little interview with Tim Armour.
Tim, it's sounding awesome.
Nice to see you, Craig.
Likewise, yeah. Have you got another set in, you guys?
Yeah, we do.
Excellent. I've got some really great recordings of what you've already done so
That's
far.
great. That's great.
It's sounding really great. Can you tell me about how this band sort of got started and how it all came about?
Yeah, it's an interesting story because we were playing with Scott B.
That would be
For-
Scott B's Sympathy.
Yeah, for 5
formerly
years.
of like
I'd
the
say.
Groovy Religion
Yeah.
and all those guys. Yeah.
For 5 years, we were Massey Harris. And Gord's been playing with Scott a lot longer than that, right? Down through the years. And we played as Massey Harris for a good 5 years. And then Scott moved to Brantford, and we continued on as the Arc Sound. That would have been around about, I don't know, 2014 or so, I don't know. So we've been doing this now for a good 5 years or so.
Who's writing all this material here?
I write a lot of it, and Gord writes, and Jeff writes, so we all kind of write stuff. So, and there's lots of covers too, right? So,
It sounds lovely and warm, and I mean, I got to know Gord from back in the day of like The Woods Are Full of Cuckoos and The Lawn, and I guess back in the late '80s we were all sort of chasing after New York, trying to sound new wave or sound British or something like that. And this is kind of a very Americana, warm country sort of sound. Where did that emerge from?
I think it's just us being our age, right? Everyone soaks all that stuff up. It's all there, right? Part of it's just being Canadian, and I'm a Maritimer, but and Jeff's a Maritimer. Same with anyone that grew up in Toronto, though. It's just all the sounds just come together.
I mean, as much as Toronto had a really thriving new wave kind of scene in the 80s, we were always very, the force of gravity was always places like the Cameron House and Horseshoe, and guys like Handsome Ned, and there was always kind of a country sort of thing in Toronto. Do you think Toronto ever lost its rural kind of warmth?
No, I don't think so. It's always been there. It's always been in all those bands, going back even further than that, right? So it's a common ground that people share, especially being here around here playing all these years, right? That we end up sounding a certain way. It's not by chance.
Now, going back to like the mid 80s, we didn't have DJs, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have the web and stuff like that, and people really came out to see live music. But live music is still alive. It's like it's not going to die, and it's like, we're all kind of like, I'm also a musician myself, and we're all kind of struggling. But it's like, what kind of keeps you going? And it's like, your aspirations couldn't be like gold records and world tours, but just like in terms of the economy of like why and what keeps you going, like.
I don't even know anymore. Right? I think it's just because that's what you do, right? It's simple as that. That's what you want to do. Just doing what I like.
Yeah, I mean, in times like these, like, I mean, the machine that I'm recording us on right now, like 40 years ago or 30 years ago when we were in our 20s, what's capable right in this little machine? We would have to have passed muster with a record company, and we would have had to get a record contract and stuff like that. Do you think that now, like, we've got a sort of a swarm of mediocrity, and is it harder for people to find good music nowadays, or?
In a way, it is, for sure. Everyone's attention is at a premium, right? Everybody wants your attention. You're competing with everything out there, of all forms of media, like commercials and everything. And we're just desperate for someone. Everyone's desperate for someone to listen to them, right? After a while, I find it just kind of ends up sort of merging into one big kind of sort of sea of just kind of, we're just here and we're just doing what we're doing, and we can at any time get our act together to go and record and just get stuff out there. I can't worry about it anymore after that, other than just playing it and recording it. Like, it's almost like I don't really care anymore in some way. I don't, it's just...
So what do you care about then?
Just making the music,
Do you think that will kind of outlast the sands and the storms of time? To actually make music that you care about?
Everything dies.
Music that you cared
Everything disappears after a certain point, but yeah, I think it will outlast all of us, somewhere it's in the cloud or on some kind of memory chip somewhere,
I managed to, through happenstance, meet up with one of Canada's great archivists. His name's Jan Houst.
Yeah.
He's received, do you know who I'm speaking of? Because he's received Juno Awards for...
Heard the name, yeah.
Him and his crew went through the Big Pink House.
Okay.
And they found Garth Hudson's tapes. They found tapes that were wrinkled, and he ran them by hand through low temperature irons.
Right. Yeah.
And baked tapes and stuff.
Them,
and,
yeah.
And I think maybe like a band like the band, being sort of Canadian and Americana, is kind of a touchstone in what you guys are doing right now. It's like, why does warm music last?
Because it feels good, just like a warm bath, right? Nobody wants a cold shower, you want a warm bath.
Do you think that with the pendulum swinging back and forth, that nature and physics offers, like that, as the pendulum swings towards pitch-tuned vocals and entirely produced, entirely synthetic, only sizzle, no steak music, do you feel that pendulum might swing back towards something that is less artificial and more human?
Oh, absolutely. I heard it pitched that in a way that we're on a kind of every century has a cycle. And I heard a theory put forth that some of the most interesting art happens in the middle of the century, and the low point is 50 years after that, where you could argue that we're in kind of a low point in a way, and I just mean that in a whole general sense.
I wouldn't argue with you.
Everything, right? From politics to the world, what's going on, the way people act and what we think and say and do, and how we live our lives, and more importantly, what kind of music's happening. Maybe we're at a low kind of, just a different kind of, there's this different set of values that we pass through, a cycle of values, that things start to get heated up maybe more towards, and maybe in another 30 or 40 years again, or less, that we'll start to get into another sweet zone again, right? That it won't be rock and roll, it might not be anything that we recognize as music, but maybe it'll mean something more important, and maybe it will be a really warm medium. I don't know.
This one.
are focused on the pain. The only thing that's hidden in the needle tears of hope. Your familiar sting, trying to kill it all away. I remember everything. All right, we're making great time. We'll be back for another set. Don't worry.
And you know, that's right. I do have a whole other set of these guys. And you know what? We're going to come back another time, and I'm going to keep the lid on the other bottle. And a month from now, we're going to come back and we're going to do another night with the Arc Sound, you know, because this COVID-19 thing is going to be going on until the summer. And we're going to need beautiful memories like this and a way to kind of, you know, use our imaginations to create our own little holodeck and feel like we're together. So I hope you enjoyed coming out for a pint with me at the Artful Dodger virtually, and we're going to do it again in a month, like I said. So right now, here's Patricia Blythe with the Arts Report, brought to you by Pomp and Circumstance Wedding Photography.
It's Thursday, April 9th, 2020. Hello, I'm Pat Blythe here with the Arts Report for Shut Off That Noise. Before I get into what's going on, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the surreal craziness we're experiencing these days, not just here in Toronto or even Canada, but around the world. There have been a number of losses in the entertainment world due to COVID-19, including one of America's greatest songwriters, John Prine, who passed away just 2 days ago. Prine was a major influence in the country folk world and a much-loved human being. He was to be the headline act at Mariposa's 60th anniversary festival this year. We also lost Fountains of Wayne singer Adam Schlesinger, jazz pianist Elias Marsalis Jr., country singer Joe Diffie, Arrows vocalist, singer, and songwriter Alan Merrill, and African jazz funk saxophonist Manu Dibango. One that's particularly close to home was the passing of local Toronto musician Sean Cunnington of Elmwood Underground. The band had just released their first single 2 weeks prior to Cunnington's death. We all know the clubs, art galleries, libraries, etc. are closed. Live entertainment has gone online. The creative juice is still flowing. Facebook and Instagram are full of performances by local and international artists. New releases are coming out almost daily. Here are a few. Elmwood Underground's debut single, Somebody Else Will, is now available for purchase and on Spotify. You'll find a link to the full song on their Facebook page. A new video tribute to Cunnington will also be released shortly. Keep an eye out. Yours truly is doing a little shuffle. Julian Taylor's latest solo album, The Ridge, will be released June 19th. For a sneak preview of the title track, head to Julian's Facebook page and click on the link. The single officially comes out April 10th. The second track, Love Enough, drops on May 8th. If you ever get the chance to see Taylor with or without his band, grab it. Local Toronto indie act One in the Chamber has a new single out called Blow. Check them out on YouTube. Roar Records has released an updated version of Ocean's song Put Your Hand in the Hand, reworked and recorded by bassist singer-songwriter Jeff Jones of the Carpet Frogs and Red Rider. 2020 is the 50th anniversary of this tune. Jones was just 16 years old when he joined the band. On the flip side is Jones's single Naked in the Church. Go to jeff-jones.com and give a listen. Both fabulous songs. Niagara Falls-based band James Blonde released their latest single, $100. Check out their Facebook page for a link to the YouTube video. A talented trio, fun to watch, and beautiful harmonies. A few shows coming up live on Facebook this weekend. On Friday, April 10th, Greg Wired performs the songs of the 70s. On Saturday, April 11th, it's an evening of Canadiana. Both shows start at 7 p.m. Greg will also take requests. Go to Greg Wired, that's W-Y-A-R-D, at Greg Wired Music on Facebook. Julian Taylor also performs live on Friday, April 10th at 7 p.m. Head over to his Facebook page for the link. A special note, a beautiful song written by One's producer Frank Zeroni was released just hours ago. Entitled You Are Not Alone, this was a collaborative effort by the performers of One's, recorded and filmed in their own home studios during isolation. Head to YouTube and search You Are Not Alone to hear this gorgeous piece and some of the finest musicians in the country. If you're wondering what One's is all about and you love the Beatles, check out their website, onesshow.com. I know everyone is trying to shake off boredom, frustration, and even loneliness. We're not used to any type of mandated confinement. Screen time is great. We automatically turn to our various devices to keep us occupied and to while away the time. You might want to consider turning off your devices for a while giving your eyes a rest, or at least your screens a rest, and maybe read a good book. Call someone you haven't spoken to in ages and actually have a real conversation. Give your thumbs a break. How about getting back to what you love and never seem to have time for, like drawing, painting, needlework, writing, finishing that song, or writing a new tune, or maybe picking up that instrument that's collecting dust in the corner that you were planning to learn. If you're looking for a little reading material, I have 5 years' worth I can offer you. My weekly column at Don't Believe a Word I Say posts every Wednesday. You can catch up on local musicians performing in the GTA. Occasionally, I blurt out whatever happens to be on my mind, including my thoughts on our current situation. Read about the new F word or the current pandemic fashion trends. Google Pat Blythe or Don't Believe a Word I Say. For now, this is Pat Blythe reporting for Shut Off That Noise. Stay sane, stay safe, stay home.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for your arts report. You can catch that show right now. It's already in progress right now, and I'm posting the podcast right now. So they're just underway just now. It's just 7 o'clock. So for Shut Off That Noise, I'm Pat and my producer, Carl, and the Man in Black. Thank you so much for another week of podcasting with you. And come back again next week. I've got Oh Stella and my interview with Liz Pomeroy. See you soon. Stay well, stay safe. Wash your hands and be nice to each other. You've been listening to Shut Off That Noise, and I'm Craig Riddock.